Welcome to the show. This is Internet Uncapped. I am your host, Evan. Joining me, as always, as Mitchell. And we have breaking news. Breaking news. Developments on the Ethan Klein and iDubbbz defamation lawsuit front. As of this recording, iDubbbz has released a video, which is now the second time that he has released an apology toward Ethan in regards to putting up the Destiny comment, accusing him of some bad things regarding his family on a live stream. Now, before we get into the video and our thoughts on the video, shout out to The Water. Mitchell, we want to sort of lay down where everything is as of now. I know that we just released a video on the defamation lawsuit, but I think that it's good just to catch people up where we are currently.
Okay, so let's go to the very beginning. We're going to try to make this as quick as possible. We did this in the last video, but we're going to do it again. So Ethan Klein, iDubbbz, they both kind of came up together. They were a part of what was called the Cancer Crew, which was Max Mofo, Anything for Views, iDubbbz, Ethan Klein, and Joji. There was one other person, I can't remember who it was, but they were a part of a crew. They were always friends. They were always making content together. Filthy Frank, at the time as he was now known as Joji, he left the group. He was one of the first to go ahead and kind of leave and want to do something else, and he became Joji, one of the top musicians in the whole world. Maybe not top, but well-renowned one. Top is a little
pretty recognizable among a certain demographic of people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Max Mofo, Anything for Views, Cold Ones podcast, and they're doing just fine. Ethan Klein, he went on to do H3H3 podcasts. iDubbbz married Anissa. That's it. Like, he did Creator Clash 1, which was successful, but he didn't really have a contingency plan to do something to essentially generate money like all these other guys have. Joji, he makes an album, he's going to be making money off of it for the rest of his life. Yeah, the money in the beginning is going to be more than maybe the money 10 years from now, but he still is generating money based off of this, the streams and everything else from said records. Touring, merchandise, he makes all that. iDubbbz, again, out of everyone, is the only one that didn't really have a contingency plan. Well, he was hoping to go ahead and do something like that. The plan was for Creator Clash to essentially become like a Super Bowl, where every year they would bring creators together, do some charity event, and box. That's what it was, while also going ahead and making money for the fighters as well as Ian and Anissa. Now, what ended up happening is Anissa, who I put a lot of the blame on this, for this on her. She thought everything was going to be easy to do, very elementary brain with the fighting. She thought, well, we just pay more fighters, get a bigger venue, make more money. Nope. You have to know how to advertise. You have to know how to pay for the venue, try to get interest into the event, and do all these other things behind the scenes. That again is way, way above her elementary knowledge level. Mm-hmm. So they ended up failing. After they failed, they decided to do a third one. They knew it was going to fail. They made a content cop. When they made the content cop, it was in retaliation to Ethan Klein making a content nuke on Hassan Piker. Now, when the second Creator Clash was happening, Anissa had invited Hassan, his posse, and his orbit to go there. The orbit consists of people like Denims, Kaceytron, Frogan, although I don't think Kaceytron was there, but I know Denims was there for sure, and I don't even know if Frogan was there, but whatever. It pretty much his posse. And the reason why Anissa did this is because she wanted to go ahead and make something for her and iDubbbz to essentially become bread tubers. That's all this ever been for Anissa, is just trying to find a way to make money without doing a lot of work, which I think that's the goal for life and anyone, is to make a lot of money, depending on what you want, what you do in life. I think a lot of people just want to make a lot of money and retire. I get it. And I'm not knocking that. What I'm knocking is the lack of intelligence. Now, again, back to the content nuke and the content cop. The content nuke was made on Hassan. It pointed out a lot of the hypocrisies that Hassan has when it comes to threats, the way that Twitch treats him compared to other users. When this happened, again, later, iDubbbz dropped the content cop, essentially burnishing the bridge that was his friendship with Ethan Klein. Ethan did not take this very well. Ethan was hurt by this. He looked at iDubbbz as probably one of his best friends. iDubbbz has said on the record that they were never friends. He was never his best friend or never his friend at all. This would then later lead to Ethan Klein, again, being hurt and just trying to figure out essentially how to hurt these people that in a financial way and trying to do anything and everything to hassle them. And what did he do? He sued Kaceytron, Frogan, and Denims. Since that lawsuit has come out, Kaceytron has settled. Frogan lost by default. Until this point that we're recording, that's still the news. Although Hassan has said some things about, oh, she hasn't lost yet. So I don't know if there's something that he knows that the rest of us do not know. We don't know. And again, at the time that we're recording this, we don't know. Denims had won the tentative hearing, from what we know. Things could change, but they say 66% of the time, or it's like 70-something% of the time, it does not change. So if Denims has won, then Denims won. Now, Ethan has since gone on to go ahead and start another case against Noah Samson, where he is suing him for defamation of character for putting him in a video that said these YouTubers backed a genocide, where he legit has Ethan Klein doing the pointing meme, which good editing. I will give credit where credit is due. I love the thumbnail. It's pretty funny. But Ethan Klein did not find it funny. So he is suing Noah Samson now. Then iDubbbz. He did a stream where he took a tweet of Destiny calling Ethan Klein a lot of things. Let's just say he called him Cyrax. And if you're a fan of this show, you know who Cyrax is. That's what he said he was doing to his kids. Cyrax.
I think it was actually a chat from Discord, not a tweet.
Oh, chat from Discord tweet. Okay, it was text.
Text. It was text, yeah. Just wanted to clear that for the record.
Mm-hmm. So the text said that Ethan Klein was doing nefarious things with his kids. iDubbbz, who was a dragon, VTuber, dragon, was like, yes, indubitably, look at this. Why don't I just make this the watermark? Yes. And he put it as his watermark on his stream for people to see. Now, just to make it clear, yes, iDubbbz does not stream to millions of people. This is true. But the way that it gets to millions of people is iDubbbz puts it on his stream. Then you have people like Straight into Bull, shout out, Kino Casino, shout out, and Ethan Klein, who also sees this, and then the H3 Stark Reddit that sees this, and what do? They blow it up.
Yeah.
So Ethan Klein's case was that iDubbbz was defaming his character by claiming that he did this. And so he sent a cease and desist. iDubbbz apologized, and then Ethan Klein came out and said, still suing you, buddy. I don't care about your apology. Or at least that's how it comes off. Now, when we recorded prior to some other people talking about said situation. Since that apology came out, and just to give people a little bit of context, when we record like 3-4 videos at once, and then we post them throughout the week. So we don't see something and then record that night. This is actually one of the rare times that we saw something and we were like, we're recording tonight and we're posting it tomorrow. But
right.
when we did record, Hassan had reacted to it, Denims had reacted to it, and Charlie had not reacted to it though, that I know of. I think he reacted later. I think that was the chain of that it went into. But Denims, Hassan took iDubbbz side, no shocker there. Then Charlie came in, or Penguin Zero, or Moist Critical, whatever you want to call him. He came in, and he's always very neutral. He's always very neutral and just gives his opinion. Sometimes people give him the criticism of he waits until things kind of play out a little bit, then he gives his opinion. Which, sure, fine, whatever. He's entitled to do it however he wants to do it. Maybe he wants to do more research. Maybe he wants to see the court of opinion. Whatever. But he came out and he had pointed out some of the hypocrisies of what Ethan Klein is doing and saying that he doesn't agree with policing verbiage on the internet, which we totally agree with. Triple P of the Kino Casino, he had voiced his opinion about how he doesn't like that this is going on. Anissa then clapped back, calling him a yogurt-faced idiot. I'm paraphrasing.
Wonderful, Anissa.
But
Good job.
Triple P, the rare time that he stood up for Anissa insulted him. Which, Anissa, read the fucking tweet again. And I love the fact that he went ahead into Kids for Learning.
the Canadian,
Canadian
Children's Library Fund or something like that.
Yeah, like something Canadian Kids for Literacy.
To increase literacy. Yeah.
But she's felt it. She's absolutely felt it.
Oh, yeah.
And sorry, I just every time I think about that, because he's literally siding with her. It's the one time Triple P has been like, Anissa, take my hand, and she just went. Right?
No.
And then he went, yep, fuck her. And then Triple P said, sue her, Lex Luthor, sue her. But back to the serious thing. Nicholas Diorio, someone who has covered everything, another guy that I honestly think that he just gives his own opinion. I don't think he's right or left. I'm not going to get into that. He just says certain things. He had said, hey, people look to me to be that guy to say when things have gone too far, things have gone too far.
Yeah. So
Nicholas Diorio did not agree with it either. Pretty much everyone that was with Ethan Klein for suing the three women, Kaceytron, Denims, and Frogan, said, suing iDubbbz, we're not with that. They did not fully and openly support that. Mm-hmm. And now we're here today where, again, Ethan Klein said that he was suing iDubbbz, and iDubbbz has made an apology video. And then, Evan, you got it?
I do.
Let's get it up. And this is the apology video that was posted today. When Evan had called me and said to me, there's an apology video, my initial thought was, oh my God, Kaceytron 2.0. Before I bring this up, I thought it was going to be Kaceytron 2.0. What was your prediction for what was going to happen?
Well, what I saw was a tweet from, shout out, Awk 20,000, who is just a goat at the game. Or Yeet, on Twitter, goat in terms of all of these different developments and news. But what I got out of it, really, what I initially sort of previewed was that it was like him actually trying to like clear the air and try to like resolve the issue. But I didn't see the video, right? That was my initial impression. But what I saw at first was the fact that there was a video, and then the comment, which we will show in a minute, of him dropping the lawsuit. And so it was like, oh, yeah, like something's different here. There's no way that Ethan would comment that on his official YouTube channel without it being somewhat genuine, or at the very least, like, I don't know. I didn't know. Like, that was my initial impression, was that it was just like, oh, it just really caught my attention. I was like, what? But the actual video, I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what I was about to watch, but I didn't have the impression it was going to be a hostage video the same way that Kaceytron's was. Mm-hmm. That was not my initial impression.
Yeah. So that was mine. This is the Kaceytron video.
I want to begin by stating I take responsibility for infringing the content nuke. The lawsuit was not frivolous. When I said the lawsuit was frivolous and based on misogyny, it was to garner sympathy, protect my own reputation, and
Now, you definitely can tell that that's scripted, because if she was actually genuine, she'd be like, well, it's I don't know, like, I feel like I'm so bad at this. Oh, I don't know, like, I think that this is like a bad thing and I should really apologize, but I don't even know. Smokes the blunt.
It's a fat bong rip.
Does a fat. just ripping it. Like, that is how you know that that's a real Kaceytron video.
Yeah, and that's all you need to know. That's the rest of the video. She's just saying anything and everything that Ethan Klein was like, oh, you need to say this. You need to mention Hassan. You need to mention Asmongold. You need to mention all these things.
Yeah, that's basically about correct. All right, so we're gonna pull this up on screen. This is the apology video from iDubbbz, and we're gonna press play right now.
Hello, everyone. I am going to be talking about a very important and heavy topic for me. If you're unfamiliar with the context of any of this, I'll give you a brief rundown. But that is not the main purpose of this video. I do think it's important to share a little bit of my side of the story, but to one, not clip me, not mock me and harass me on his live stream, and two, this guy's a fucking bully. I'm angry. I'm angry that this multimillionaire is silencing people and suing people who have a much smaller audience than he does, and can barely defend themselves. And so I'm angry. I don't.
So this right here was, okay. I think this was part of, like, this was one point of why he did what he did. Again, I blame Anissa for a lot of these issues. Anissa she's been getting called out by people for years. Brittany Venti was actually one of the first to call her out. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the way that she has had iDubbbz treat people, like Max Mofo, one of his friends, they had a stream together, okay? Or not a stream, they did videos together. Mm-hmm. He had a fucking wedding. And iDubbbz and Anissa missed the wedding because she had a tattoo appointment. Are you fucking kidding me?
I forgot about that, yeah.
You go to a tattoo appointment over someone's wedding?
Good grief.
Like, and when you look at this relationship from the outside in, it's always iDubbbz that does the defending. It's always iDubbbz that always has to make the sacrifice. Mm-hmm. When has Anissa ever sacrificed anything? Never.
Basically
she
never
has to sacrifice anything. When Creator Clash 2 failed because of what Anissa wanted to do, she wanted to make it bigger. She wanted to add more fighters. She wanted to invite Getty Images out to take photos. She wanted to invite Hassan and his posse out and then put them in the hotel while telling their personal trainer, oh, no, you don't want to go to the gala. And then having the fucking gala itself. These were all... iDubbbz wouldn't do this. When he was coming up on YouTube, he always talked about how he was an antisocial guy. He was all these different things. And I'm not going to be, stupid and say people don't change. I get people change over time. But all those things were not iDubbbz's idea. That was all Anissa's idea. Remember, she was supposed to fight on Creator Clash 1 or 2, but she had so many concussions. So many. That she was unable to. She had like 7 like severe concussions, which if that was true, you would be a vegetable. Like if depending on the severity of your concussions, you wouldn't be able to do much. Yeah. You wouldn't be able to do much. There are NFL players that have like 2 or 3 severe concussions, and then NFL teams are saying stop. And so for Anissa to go ahead and lie about concussions because it's just easy for her, I just think it's such a cheap and weaselly way for her to go ahead and just get out of doing anything. It's just really, really lazy. But that's just me. Anissa definitely was behind a lot of these actions, making the content cop. She probably coordinated it with Hassan to make it on H3. iDubbbz did not put his whole heart and soul into that content cop. His previous content cop would have skits. It would be done in a more witty and a more prepared manner.
Right.
You saw that content cop. It was none of that. Absolutely none of that. And the only reason why he's backing these 3 women up in Kaceytron, Denims, and Frogan, and now Noah Samson, is because those are people linked to Anissa. Anissa has essentially isolated him, gotten him to turn on all of his friends, gotten him to go ahead and move to Canada into what is apparently a frozen tundra where they live at. And now the only people he can talk to are people that are essentially vetted by Anissa. And that's just insane to me. I can't fathom how he doesn't see that this is absolutely toxic. And the fact that she speaks for him all the time, the fact that whenever there is an issue, who has to solve it? It has to be iDubbbz. Enough is enough, Ian. Put your foot down. If you go ahead and Anissa starts saying stupid shit on stream, you tell her, get on stream and fucking apologize. Just get off of fucking Twitter. Knock it off. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. and it's definitely not good for her mental health. She can't handle
God, no.
any type of criticism, good or bad. She can't fathom it. Again, the Triple P tweet says it all. She didn't read it. She just saw Triple P and she just went, I'm going to attack this guy and I'm going to call him fat too. Okay, but aren't you also the same person that went ahead and said, "Oh, it's okay if you need Ozempic to go ahead and get into shape. You shouldn't be ashamed." But then you call Triple P fat. What is it, Anissa? Just stop talking out of both sides of your mouth like your dark side Phil. Have a coherent thought, unlike Cyrax, and just go ahead and just be a normal functioning adult. Get a job at Dairy Queen. Okay, we're gonna talk about that in a little bit, but just get the job at Dairy Queen. And listen, put the fries in the bag.
Put the fries in the bag. Yeah, here's my interpretation so far of this, and you know, we only stopped at basically just him sort of saying what he really thinks about Ethan. This, unlike the Kaceytron hostage video, it is clear to me not so much that his intentions are genuine, but that he is way more honest about his thoughts than at any point leading up to now. And I said this to Mitchell before we started recording. I actually think that whatever you think about him, regardless of how you think or how he's changed, I do believe that this is one of the very first instances that you see the real Ian on display without, you know, Anissa, without her breathing down his neck and trying to dictate everything. She's not on camera, obviously, but you see the difference night and day. You see how he kind of struggles with his words. Now, obviously, you know, allegedly he has CTE. I understand that, right?
Well,
like,
yeah, that's just like a joke. It's kind of a meme that everyone says. Like, for CTE and brain damage and stuff like that, you can get like, I'm not a doctor.
Well, they've accused him of having it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So just so we're on the same page, but yeah, but like, you know. Yeah, but it's just to say that this is like, I know that people had some problems, and Ethan obviously had problems with the first apology video, right? Like there were accusations that he wasn't genuine, or he was just kind of saying it just to get it off his back or whatever. But there is a clear difference between that video and this one, as it seems. He had, and he will. We are going to get to this in a second. He does express some level of remorse. Again, whether it's genuine or not, we don't know. Yeah. But that is like a pretty big, a major step up from the last video.
Yeah, and just to put things in the like, not put in perspective, but to add some more context, in the court aren't going to sit there and be like, Ian, do you pinky promise that you meant it? Like, no, they're going to say, well, he apologized for it, and it doesn't matter his demeanor. It doesn't matter, like, the fact that he apologized and he denounced it. That's what the court system is going to look for. And again, when it comes to Anissa, she's never in any of these apology videos, any of these explanation videos, because iDubbbz, in his heart of hearts, he knows that she is incapable of doing anything like that. Whether it's her putting her head in the sand, or it's her just going like this, going, la, 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 I can't hear you, la, 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 not making the apology, la, 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 la. Yeah. And I could see her doing that legitimately. Or her just going ahead and being like, don't you know I gotta walk the dogs, and then the lizard shit on me on stream, so now I have to clean the shirt, and, you know, I have to go do this. And then she's really just sitting on the couch scrolling on Twitter. That's most likely what's happening. I mean, let's be honest here. Let's keep it $1.50. Again, with this whole thing with iDubbbz, you know, he's trying to express why he did what he did. And really why he did what he did was because Anissa said, you know, if you ever played the old Call of Duty Zombies, Anissa said, fetch me their souls. And he went out there trying to attack Ethan Klein and whoever else Anissa possibly attacked. I don't think iDubbbz really cares as much as he leads on. Maybe he cares because he doesn't want to hear Anissa, listen. So he does it just to get her off his back a little bit. But I don't think that, like, some of the stuff that he says when it comes to politics or just societal thing, he doesn't have that same like that umph that he had back in the day. Like when he talked about saying the N-word, oh my God, he said it with his chest out. either all of it's okay or none of it's okay. He doesn't have that bravado anymore. This guy has less testosterone than Winks of Redemption when it comes to getting it up in the bedroom. It's absolutely insane. It just this is disgusting. I wish for iDubbbz to get out of this succubus relationship, and I feel bad for the man.
Yeah. So let's continue.
Stream that I don't agree with it, but still sharing it and broadcasting it to people for 40 minutes. That was an irresponsible and reckless thing to do, especially for parents. Like, there are
part of the problem with this explanation. There's a couple of different things. Number one is I think he knows that whatever was going to happen, it was always a lose-lose situation. And you know, we are under the impression that given his life choices and where he's going, and especially moving from wherever he lived in the US to Canada, like, he just doesn't have any money. Like,
oh yeah, well, I was going to mention that, but I wanted to mention it a little bit more. But since you brought it up now, you know, one of the things that, so I told Evan this, I watched this 4 times. And the reason why I watched this 4 times is because I wanted to kind of break it down piece by piece. I wanted to go into it with different mindsets. The first mindset I wanted to go into it with was, first off, what's the video? That's what I did on the first time. I watched it through and I said, okay, so this is what the video is about right now. Okay, perfect. Then I watched it again and I was like, okay, let's think about the substance of it. Like, what is something that he is saying, and you know, well, what's something important that he's talking about in this video? So I started getting the key details together. Okay, he's talking about this, he's talking about that. Third, the verbiage. I try to pay attention to the verbiage on the third time through to listen to, you know, is he saying something like kind of specific? You know, it's kind of like if he said, you know, they need to get their shit together, you know, talking about them. But, you know, instead he says we, you know, then that would be like, wait, what do you mean they? I thought they're your friends. You know, something kind of to that extent. I didn't really hear anything that stood out to me like that. And then the fourth one to me was, why? Like, what's next for Ian, and why do this?
But
and when I started thinking about the why, I started thinking about, you know, the Kino Casino are always making fun of him. They're always talking about how he, you know, he's poor, he's bald. You know, they do all these things just criticizing him, and then what happens? You know, he refutes it, and Nisa says, "Oh, we're super rich," but you know, earlier she was saying, "Oh, we're super poor. We're super poor," and it's like, what? Come on, just stop talking out of both sides of your mouth again, Anissa. Christ. Oh, I just find it so funny to fuck with people online. Anissa, no one cares. Just shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. Stream or don't stream, or just go cook, go bake, and then take a photo of the baked goods that are probably going to give iDubbbz more IBS. Like, just come on. Give it a rest. We can't call her Aunt. Give it a rest, Aunt.
Aunt.
So, yeah, give it a rest, Aunt. So I started thinking about the money. You know, the Kino Casino have been making fun of him for the money for the longest time. You know, he was there before the adpocalypse. He was. So, you know, he was raking in money. But the way that Anissa spends money, I mean, look at this photo right now in the background. There's a poster for Stagecoach. I don't know what the fuck that even is.
That's a John Ford movie. It's from 1939. But yeah.
Okay, cool. The boxing lessons, like, they were going ahead and they were getting they were paying the trainer.
Yeah, the room itself looks like a dump. I mean, it's pretty clear, but it's like,
yeah,
what are you spending your money on?
Yeah,
you know?
but
then
making
yourself look all that better.
But then you look at Anissa, you know, who has said before that iDubbbz looks homeless and all this other thing, all these other things. Like, I'll get the clip right now, dude. She straight up says, like, the 3 ways I would define your fashion.
Oh God.
Homeless, trailer park, dirty. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm getting up right now because it cracks me up every time. Also, when you type in Anissa and iDubbbz on fucking YouTube, the second thing that it's goes Anissa and iDubbbz, nothing. Anissa iDubbbz break up. Dude, everyone is just waiting for it at this point.
They're just biding their time. Like,
they're like,
oh
hurry
my
up, get it
God.
over with, Unc. Get it over
Let's
with.
go.
Like,
Yeah.
come on, it's done. We all know it's kaput. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I'm gonna get back to what I was saying before, and I'll search for this clip while you talk after.
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling.
This is the again, when it comes to just iDubbbz and the money, like is this true? Like, are the Keenan Casino joking about something that's actually true? Could he have lost all that money because of Anissa?
Who knows?
And I could see it. I could see him losing all of that. Like when she announced that she had the OnlyFans thing and he criticized his fans for the OnlyFans thing, he lost a lot of support that day.
Yeah.
And when he went ahead and denounced his fans, saying like, oh, I met some of my fans and it was fucking weird. Like, and they were weird and there were people that I didn't want to associate with. And they only left their house once a week to go to Walmart and get like Doritos and whatever else he said.
Mm-hmm.
And he denounced his fans then. And it was like, okay, you keep denouncing your fans, and guess what's going to happen to you? You're not going to have any fans left. And he's done that over and over. This is a guy who made a content cop on Keemstar, which, you know what? I'm going to search that one up now. Let's go and check out the analytics. And see the difference.
So there is absolutely a money question, and if he can't afford to lose when it comes to that respect, because I mean lawsuits, they will take your money. There is a chunk of change that you got to pay out when you lose. Sometimes even when you win, but that's a whole other story for another day. That's number one. But the second thing is, he said it himself, okay, in the video that we did last time, which is that he knows that this lawsuit, if he lost, would reverberate and set an example for the Canadian commentary community on YouTube. And think about that. That's a reputational reason. I mean, he would literally be at fault for endangering the free speech rights of Canadian YouTubers, and obviously, in some ways, U.S. YouTubers as well. But because they're under jurisdiction in Canada, that's really what the bottom line. So, again, you can question you can question who the intentions were, what his intentions were. Obviously, we know that Anissa's intentions are always bad, as per what you said earlier. But I think that this is really. I don't think it's necessarily running for cover so much as he knows he needs to do this, because if he doesn't, it's going to be a whole world of hurt, and it's just going to keep getting worse for a lot of people.
I agree. I agree.
There who do not want to see that shit, and it's painful. And I'm sure it was extremely painful for Ethan and Hila to read that shit and have it pop up again and again and again. And just because it's coming from a piece of shit guy, and I'm showing it to people like, look what this piece of shit said, it's wrong. It's wrong to do. And I didn't come to this overnight, right? Like, to be frank, I'm angry. I do not like actually being affected in this instance. And Ethan's family and his kids are being affected. I just because I don't like Ethan, I think it's wrong to find an attack vector that is his kids. It's foul. It's not okay. And I think it was wrong for me to use the Destiny screenshot as a cudgel to make my point.
So I have a problem with that. Again, we've said this on the last episode. I'll say it again. Here's the thing, okay? Why is it that you need to make a point through a false allegation that someone else said? And then oppositely, Ethan, why are you suing him over this? But back to Ian for a second. This is the mental gymnastics that we're kind of dealing with here. It's that he is seemingly, and I'm putting that in quotes, remorseful for for the actions that he did. Now, this is the second time that he's apologized as that we know of, right? This is the second time. But again, I just think that to say that to make your point. So what's your point? That he's a PDF? What's your point? That he's a horrible person? I mean, again, like you should at least be clear about what your intentions are instead of making this as an excuse.
With iDubbbz, I just feel bad for him just for the simple fact that he has to go ahead and continually protect other people that would not protect him.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's sad. It's unfortunate. Like Hassan doesn't care about him. I don't think anyone in that orbit really cares about him.
No.
They just used him like an attack dog to go after Ethan because it benefited them. And I wish he would see that. Like Ethan has issues. Like I'm not going to defend Ethan Klein and say like, he's always right. He's always this. He's always that. Like, and again, I'm not going to defend anything that he has said or done or anything of the sort, but it's dumb of him. He never should have been involved in this. Like the heat died down from the Anissa OnlyFans thing, and he should have never gotten involved with this. And he shouldn't be making this video because it never should have happened. He should have stayed on his corner on the internet, shut the fuck up, and proceeded to live. And I'm happy for iDubbbz though that he is not getting sued. I don't think it was a good look for Ethan to sue him. I also think that to sue people based off of what they say about you, I think it's also dumb.
Yeah, I agree. We're gonna get to this. This is this last part, and then we're gonna probably wrap it up soon.
And Hila and your family, you guys didn't deserve that. I'm going to think about all of this a lot more, I'm sure. But for now, I really do want to just get back to making the content that I want to make. Having said all that, I wish everyone the best. I genuinely want to see a better world, and I do not want to be a contributor to what makes it terrible. So long.
Now we get to the comment. Here it is right here, Mitchell, and it reads, "Hi, Ian. I appreciate the thoughtful apology. It means a lot. I've instructed my attorneys to drop the lawsuit entirely. Empathy levels increasing." This was a funny one. "The video should be titled, 'Please Stop Suing Me.'" So now we got to talk about Ethan for a second, because this is a similar situation as Ian, but in the total and complete opposite direction.
And real quick before we do that, I have the clip of Anissa talking about iDubbbz fashion.
Okay, do you want to pull that up first, or should we talk about it then we pull it up?
Let's do this first because this is about iDubbbz, and then we'll go strictly Ethan.
Got it. So for Ethan, he knows exactly.
Let's show the Anissa clip first.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, let's show the Anissa clip first. Sorry. All right, let's do that right now.
So this was live on H3H3 when they were promoting Creator Clash. The only time they ever did. And this is Anissa just absolutely felting iDubbbz.
Yeah.
For Ian, for example, like I would say trashy or trailer park would be one. Like untucked or like a bit unorganized and like simple.
Dude,
right?
the stain.
Well, that goes with trailer.
Face. I actually don't think I've seen this clip before. The disdain is wild.
Yeah, like she just, and look at him. He's like, babe, babe, you said you liked this shirt.
I feel like, so for Ian, for example, like
One more
I
time.
would say trashy or trailer park would be one. Like
like he's looking at her like this bitch.
He looks like the dead body of Bernie from Weekend at Bernie's.
Like oh man. He looks like the villain in like an 80s cop show that gets arrested as the credits are rolling in.
Yeah,
the intro's beginning.
Yeah,
Miami Vice. He's already arrested, and then they're like, "We got another one for you," and it's like the real villain of the episode.
Yeah,
tucked or like a bit unorganized and like simple, right? Well, that goes with trailer trash.
Okay.
But there's three descriptors that he kind of always likes to follow. He likes like it's a bit unkempt looking, but it's simple. He keeps it pretty simple. He'll have like
This is
one
so
state.
bad.
Like, but this is again, like, this proves my point about the elementary thing. Like, she thinks this is what fashion people like, and she wouldn't be like calling them designers. She's like, this is what fashion people do. Like, she doesn't have the verbiage or the vocabulary to eloquently describe what she's talking about. And then she goes to this
statement piece, maybe like that shirt.
Yeah.
And it always has the theme of like trailer park or kind of just like,
Theme?
you know, that's
Do you
his
identify
vibe.
with the trailer park theme?
Yeah.
Holy
Unpack that.
shit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, trailer parks are cool. They're
I mean, what is he supposed to say? What is he supposed to say? No, my wife's a
God,
bitch,
trailer
dude.
parks
She
are
just
cool.
she makes me look like an asshole at all times. And one last thing, I want to make sure I get this.
Edmonton, as
There
if
we go.
Edmonton committed crime.
And
I didn't
before he
I
gets
didn't
this up,
hear it. Oh shit. That was also loud. That's crazy. What was said about Edmonton? Dude,
so she says she's talking.
Edmonton's
She's talking.
fucking awesome. I don't like people talking shit about Edmonton as if Edmonton committed crimes. Edmonton didn't
Come
commit
on.
a crime. Edmonton's the best. Okay, actually, while I address this, I will have this just available on screen just so that
Yeah, okay.
people aren't confused.
Okay. I think we understand the
But
point.
you can hear Anissa in the background. Like, she's there
Yeah.
while he does this. I just wanted to show
Absolutely. That's yes.
that.
Right. Right. No. Good point. And yes, that is correct. She is there.
But
And
she's
whereas-
not there in the apology, damn it.
She's not there in the apology. She was absolutely
want-
there when he did that shit.
I want her to write a fucking essay and to prove to Triple P that she's illiterate. Or sorry, that she is
And
literate.
then it'll be graded and signed by an administrator of the school.
Exactly. I want to see her at Dairy Queen. Put
Yeah.
the fries in the bag.
Fries in the bag. Yeah. So when it comes to Ethan, and I'm gonna pull up the comment again. This was an hour after the video was released, which that's a bit suspicious to me personally.
They had
However-
communication, guaranteed.
Had to have.
I mean, they still have each other's numbers. He probably said, "Listen, if you do the apology, I won't sue."
Yeah, it's
Guarantee
very
they'll have-
it's absolutely possible, especially because of the timeline of things and how
Mhm.
quickly the like I said, I didn't know about the video. I didn't know what was going to happen in the video. I knew about the comment. That's how this news spread very quickly. But let's be clear about why Ethan did this in the first place. He was getting a lot of blowback, especially after a lot of commentators, including Moist Critical, but especially him in particular, because he has a huge audience. Like, I'm talking like pretty much in the millions, but on Twitter, it's crazy how many followers on Twitter he has. But that's besides the point. The point being that he had to do this because he knew that he had Ian on the ropes. And that even though he basically tarnished his own reputation in order to get this out of Ian, he still says, "Well, you know, I will drop the lawsuit and make him seem like, oh, I'm the fairest guy, and I won't hurt you if you don't hurt me, and all of this stuff." Make no mistake. This is going to happen again, and whether it be with Ethan or somebody else, in particular, a certain Jer Bear might be coming after certain people. This is dangerous. This is very, very dangerous, and I don't understand. YouTube, make it make sense. YouTube, make it make sense that you're tolerating this bullshit on your platform right now.
So this is what I would say when it comes to the legal realm, when it's outside the YouTube, you know, that part, they have no control over that.
That's fair.
Okay.
So
So
there's
like
a lot of other things they do have control over, and that's where I
Especially-
draw the line.
the quartering, the copyright strikes, that stuff I agree with. I agree with
Yes.
you on that. Like the Jeremy things. But at the same time, where I will say as far as the stuff getting taken to court, it's because of the fact that they are not, what's the term I'm looking for? They're not setting standards. They're not setting
Right.
standards that they are following. You know,
Right.
how many times have we seen people go ahead and they abuse the system. Like, look at the Paul brothers. How many times have they breaking the fucking rules and they don't get any type of, they don't get reprimanded? You know, and it's whatever. You know, it's always, you know, the rich get richer. You know, it's whatever. I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole. But when it comes to some of these things that, you know, people are saying, like, you know, sometimes YouTube gets it right. Cyrax is banned from the platform. He cannot make an account and get monetized or do anything of the sort. YouTube has sent a message to CVG where he showed Cyrax is unable to be on this platform, and that's great. So,
yeah, no, it's not to say that they're doing absolutely nothing,
mhm.
but I think that they need to be doing way, way, way more. Now, again, the legal things aside, there's a lot that they could be clamping down on, and that they could be putting a stop to. There's some things, for example, like tracking AI in videos, and they're like, nope, we're not doing that shit. Great, love that. But letting the quartering to this very day take down channels and abusing the copyright system, that's bullshit. You know, letting this other stuff happen, in my personal opinion, that's bullshit as well. Ethan Ethan has tarnished his reputation so bad, and he knows that he's going to continue doing it. And not only continue doing it, I feel like, in a sense, he knows what he's doing is shitty, but he doesn't care. You know, I think that because he knows that he kind of has a guaranteed pull and an audience for it, he can kind of like get away with some of this. And that I also think is quite dangerous as well.
Yeah, and it's as a content creator, the most important thing is your audience.
Yes.
You know, whether you know, you're a comedian, a TV show, you know, a movie star, you know, or, you know, some sort of entertainment company, your audience is the most important thing. And when it comes to like retail or any type of sales, it's always the customer that's the most important. And the way that you can go ahead and make it known that you don't care about what's happening, or it frustrates you what's going on, you have to fight with your wallet. With YouTube, fight with your views. Dislike it, leave. That's what you have to do. And with Ethan, you know, he's been on the site for such a long time.
Oh, yeah.
He has. And when you've been on the site for as long as he's been on the site for, you have dedicated fans. I hate to say it, Dark Side Phil, he has some dedicated fans. He has some dents.
It's crazy, but he's got them.
And that's why he's still making six figures. And on top of making the six figures, he's still going, now, guys, we need to go ahead. We need to open up more packs. Okay, you get it? I'm tired of having to mention that we need to open up more packs, okay? Like, come on. Like, what are we doing, you fucking no-los? Like,
what are we doing indeed? What are we doing indeed?
But, yeah. Final thoughts? Or do you have something else?
No, my final thoughts is that this saga is, unfortunately, for better or worse, it's going to continue.
Yep.
And I don't know in what ways it's going to continue. I mean, this is kind of like, it stops for now, but something else is going to come up. And something else that Ethan is going to very irresponsibly pull is going to endanger a lot of other content creators because of whatever grudges or shenanigans that he's had with Ian and he's had with other people and whatever, and his hate boner for Hassan, like whatever, right?
Yeah,
but I am incredibly concerned. And listen, again, the legal things aside, because you can't control that much, but YouTube, you gotta figure out a new strategy. You've got to get your shit together, and you got to do it not even now. You got to do it like today, as soon as possible.
You have to do it
Work
yesterday.
overtime if you have to. But this is a problem.
Yeah. I think, again, wait, did you finish your point?
Yep. This is a problem. So now go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just want to make sure. Didn't interrupt you there. Yeah. For YouTube, the whole copyright system, it's been people have bitched, moaned, and complained about it for years now. I don't know if it's something that's going to get done soon. To be honest, it's something that should have been handled a long, long time ago. But it's still an issue. It's still an issue, and I don't like that it's still an issue. And it's something that I wish that they could just figure out. I wish that they could just, say, we figured it out, folks. We did it. We're going to do this about it. But it's tough because YouTube is so dependent now, not just on the creators, but now on these big corporations using their sites. Because now you have YouTube TV, you have the NFL, going ahead and having the exclusivity deal where they're posting NFL games on YouTube TV now. Like, there's so much going on and so much that rides on YouTube now that now they can just say, well, go to another site. And the other sites don't pay as much. The other sites aren't as good. That's why it's great to see a site like Kick, who is paying out, more for views and stuff like that. It's great to see YouTube actually have some competition. But still, I wish that this was an easy solution. It's not.
It's not.
And
no.
as far as it pertains to Jerbear, get fucked. Stop doing what you're doing. And when it pertains to iDubbbz, be smarter. Stop fighting these battles that you clearly do not want to get involved in. Just because you're married to someone, okay, doesn't mean you always have to go ahead and pick up their shit. Okay? That's all. You don't
Put
have
down
to
the shovel. Give it to them. Let them do their own shit.
Exactly. It's in the relationship, it is 50-50.
Yes.
It's 50-50. And I've lived with one partner before, about to move in with another one, and it's everything has to be split down the middle. You go ahead and what you do, one person washes the dishes, the other one dries and puts them away. It's that simple. You got to do things evenly. Am I going to be right all the time? No. Are you going to be right all the time? No. Own it. I was telling Evan this morning a story about an ex who said she handed me my fucking keys and she put it on the seat. Now let me ask you this, folks. If I said, hey, Evan, here's my phone, and Evan uses his hand to grab it, that's handing him my phone, right?
Correct.
Now, if Evan got up and left the room and I put it on his seat and he left his room, can I say that I handed him the phone? No, I put it in the fucking seat.
Yes.
Okay? And that significant other, I'm not going to mention names, but I told her multiple times, don't do certain things. She didn't listen to me. But when her friend, who was a liar, she got caught lying multiple times, and she would listen to her all the time, and she would say the exact same thing. That's not a relationship. That's just temporary. Now, when you're in a healthy relationship, you can communicate, you can say things, and you can listen to each other. That's when a relationship is good. That's when a relationship is healthy. And when someone messes up, yeah, you can back them up. But when they have a problem of habitually starting nonsense, at some point you got to say, listen, I'm getting too old for this shit. You're on Twitter all day. Go on your stream and go apologize. I'm not doing it. And iDubbbz, I'm preaching to you. The next time Anissa has another fucking crash out online where she's saying all this shit, don't advise her. Don't advise her and don't speak for her. You tell her, hey, fire it up, baby. And here comes Sylvester.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that right? Yeah, he knows what's up.
He knows.
He said, yeah, fire it up, bitch.
Fire it up. Now I'm leaving.
Yeah, and then he's out the door now. He's about to dip. But that's what he said. He said, fire it up, bitch. So that's pretty much it for me. Ethan Klein, I don't agree with the suing. I think ultimately he needs to stop with the suing. Now, the doxing, the CPS clause, okay, I'll give you that. If you find out who did it exactly, I'm okay with him being like, I'm going to take this person to court. I'm totally okay with that.
But all this other bullshit around it?
Yeah, everything else, no.
Absolutely
I don't agree with
that.
He
hasn't even dropped the whole thing with Noah Sampson. He hasn't even done anything about that yet.
Yeah, he's going to go through with that one. That one he's going to go through. Heck. I'm saying this now. Noah Sampson, he's going to ride that one till the end. Denims, if Denims wins this case, because she already won the tentative hearing, Ethan Klein is going to do everything he can to make sure she doesn't win this case. Or he's going to keep fighting it. He's going to keep fighting it until he drains her of funds. And if he does that, that's fucked. That's fucked. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with attacking people and trying to hurt their financials. That's not what I'm about. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I think everyone should be able to support themselves. I think everyone should have a roof over their head and food in their belly and a pet if they want one. I like cats.
Indeed.
And a PlayStation. And if you're Vermin Supreme, a pony for every American.
Yes, that's right. Vermin Supreme 2028. But anyway, I think that'll do it for the show. Be sure to hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment down below, and stay tuned for announcements of our second channel. More information is coming soon. Until next time, we will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Also, dump your toxic exes.
Yep.